Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Easy English Podcast. I'm your host, Leo.
Hey, Leo. Hey, everyone. It's great to be here with you today. I'm your cute co-host, Mia.
Let's go. We're super excited to hang out with you again, guys.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about something really fun and super useful: daily schedule.
Yes, we're talking about your daily life from the moment you wake up, go to school or work, all the way to how you relax at the end of the day.
Exactly, because let's be honest, we all have a daily routine, right? But sometimes it's not easy to talk about it in English in a natural way.
Right. Maybe you know some basic words like wake up or go to work, but you're not sure how to describe your day smoothly or confidently.
Or maybe you want to share your routine with friends, talk to coworkers, or even just make small talk, but you don't know what to say.
Love this topic. Super practical, super relatable. No matter who you are, a student or a working professional, we all have a daily routine. And today we'll help you talk about your day in a natural and confident way. This episode is perfect for you.
So no worries, guys, we got you. Today, we'll talk, laugh, share real stories, and discuss interesting questions together. On top of that, we're also going to teach you a lot of cool and practical vocabulary, phrasal verbs, collocations, and idioms you can actually use in real life.
Exactly. No boring vocabulary, actual English you can use immediately. For example, phrases like work one's tail off, which means you work very hard. I have to work my tail off just to pay my rent.
Or a packed schedule, which means you have a very busy schedule. I have a packed schedule this week.
And don't worry, guys, we'll explain everything clearly and give you real-life examples so you can really understand and use them confidently and naturally.
So make sure you stay with us until the end. You'll learn some really useful vocabulary and expressions to describe your daily schedule like a natural English speaker.
And hey, before we start, don't forget to hit that like button.
Share this podcast with your friends.
And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future episodes.
Thank you so much for supporting us. It really means a lot.
All right, let's dive right in.
You know, life feels so busy these days. Like, from the moment I wake up, I already feel like I'm behind schedule.
Oh my God, same. It's like you open your eyes and your brain is already like, okay, what do I need to do today?
Exactly. And sometimes I don't even realize how my daily routine has changed over time.
That's actually so true. Like, if you really think about it, our daily schedule now is completely different from when we were students.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that hits deep. Maybe we should talk about that today.
Yes, let's do that. Let's go back in time a little and talk about our daily schedule back in school days.
All right, let me ask you first. What was your daily routine like in high school?
Okay. Back then, my life was actually pretty simple. I would wake up, go to school, come home, do homework, and that's it. It sounds a bit boring, huh?
Yeah, same here. But life felt so carefree.
Oh, wait, that's a good word. Carefree. What does that mean?
Nice catch. So carefree, it means you don't have many worries. You feel relaxed, not stressed.
I like that. So back then we were more carefree.
Exactly. For example, when I was a kid, I was carefree and didn't worry about money or work.
That's so true. Now we worry about everything. Okay, let me ask you something. Did you usually study hard or relax more?
Honestly, a bit of both. I studied when I had exams, but most of the time, I just wanted to hang out with my friends.
Same. Wait, hang out is super common. Can you explain that?
Of course. Hang out means spending time with friends in a relaxed way.
So not working, not studying, just chilling?
Exactly. For example, I often hang out with my friends after school.
Or like, we used to hang out at a cafe and talk for hours.
Yes, that's perfect.
Oh, I miss those days already.
Same. So what did you usually do on weekends?
Oh, weekends were the best. I would sleep in, watch movies, and sometimes binge-watch TV series like Friends, Modern Family, or Breaking Bad.
Ah, yes, binge-watch. That's a good one.
Yeah, it means watching many episodes continuously, right?
Exactly. Like, I binge-watched a whole series in one night.
Which is not very healthy, but very fun.
Did you ever stay up late?
Oh, all the time, especially before exams.
Same here. Okay, that's another phrasal verb. Stay up late.
Right, it means not going to sleep early.
For example, I often stayed up late to finish my homework.
Or, sometimes I stayed up late watching movies. Speaking of homework, how much homework did you have every day?
Way too much. I remember I had to do homework almost every night.
Absolutely, and sometimes I had to go over my lessons again and again.
Nice. Go over means review or study something again.
So like, I often go over my notes before the exam.
Exactly. How did you feel before exams?
Ugh, super stressed.
Yeah, feel stressed is such a common expression.
Right, it means feeling worried or nervous.
For example, I always feel stressed when I have too many exams.
Or, I was always stressed during exam season. But you know what? Even though we were stressed sometimes, I still feel like those were the good old days.
Aw, that's beautiful.
Wait, could you explain that phrase for our listeners?
Sure thing. The good old days means a time in the past that you remember as happy.
So like, high school was the good old days.
Exactly. Did you ever just sit and talk with your friends about the future?
Oh yes, all the time. We talked about jobs, dreams, even love.
Haha, love? So did you have a crush back then?
Of course I did. Everyone had a crush.
Yeah, those little moments, they become memories.
You know, there's something really interesting about memories.
What do you mean?
Like, time flies.
Ah, yes, that's a classic idiom.
Can you explain it?
Sure, why not? Time flies means time goes very fast.
So true. Like, time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly. And sometimes memories change too.
Yeah, like they become less clear.
Right. We can say memories fade or memories blur.
That sounds kind of emotional, doesn't it?
Yeah, like as time passes, memories fade, but the feelings stay.
Wow, that's deep. Back then, we didn't have much money.
But we had so much fun.
Exactly. We made memories.
Nice phrase, make memories.
It means creating meaningful experiences, right?
Yes, for example, we made so many great memories together back in high school.
Do you think students today still live like that?
Not really. I think they spend more time on their phones and social media now.
Yeah, and maybe they get distracted more easily.
Oh, distracted is important.
Right, it means you can't focus.
Example, I often get distracted by my phone while studying.
So true. Back then, life was simple.
Yeah, we didn't have perfect lives, but we lived in the moment.
Oh, I love that phrase, live in the moment.
It means enjoying the present, right?
Exactly, not worrying about the past or future.
Honestly, I kind of missed that.
Me too.
Back then, our biggest problem was homework.
Now it's life. But you know what? Even though things were simple back then,
Those experiences shaped who we are today.
definitely.
So let me ask you one more question.
Go for it. I'm all ears.
If you could go back to your school days for one day, would you?
Just for one day?
Yeah.
Then yes, I'd go back, hang out with my friends, laugh more, worry less.
Oh, that's beautiful. And by the way, I noticed you used the phrase, I'm all ears. What does that mean?
Haha, good catch. I'm all ears is a really common idiom. It means I'm listening very carefully and giving you my full attention.
For example, if you say, hey Mia, I have something important to tell you, I can reply, I'm all ears, like, go ahead, I'm ready to listen.
So what about you? If you could go back to your school days for one day, would you?
I'd do the same and maybe tell my younger self,
What?
enjoy it more, because one day you'll miss these simple days.
Yeah, that's so true.
Time flies.
But memories stay.
Aw, I miss those good old days. It was so peaceful and carefree.
All right, so we talked about the past, school days, simple routines, last responsibility.
Yeah, and now, welcome to real life.
Yeah, the not so carefree version of life.
Exactly. So let's talk about our daily schedule now as working adults.
Okay, let me start with a question. What does your daily work routine look like?
These days, my schedule is pretty packed.
Oh, nice. Packed schedule. Let's explain that.
Yeah, a packed schedule means you're very busy. You have a lot of things to do.
For example, I have a packed schedule today. I don't even have time to relax.
Exactly, and that's basically my life right now. What about you? What's your typical workday like?
Honestly, I usually wake up, check my phone, then start working almost immediately.
Wait, you don't even relax first or work out?
I try, but I always feel like I'm running after deadlines.
Oh, that's a really natural expression.
Yeah, running after deadlines means you're always busy trying to finish work on time.
So, like, I'm always running after deadlines at work.
Exactly.
And by the way, work out is also a very common phrasal verb. And in this case, it means to exercise.
For example, you can say, I work out at the gym every morning after I wake up.
All right, so let's talk about deadlines. I feel like this word is everywhere in adult life.
So true. A deadline is the time when something must be finished.
Example, I have a deadline tomorrow, so I need to work late.
And sometimes too many deadlines can make you feel under pressure.
Ah, yes. Under pressure means feeling stressed because of work or responsibilities.
For example, I feel under pressure when I have too many tasks.
Do you ever feel like your brain just can't handle it anymore?
Oh yeah, that's called burnout.
Yes, burnout means you feel extremely tired physically and mentally because you work too much.
Example, if you don't take breaks, you'll burn out.
And honestly, I think a lot of people feel this way these days.
Okay, let's talk about something very real. Money.
Ah, yes. The main reason we wake up early every day.
You're spot on. So we have words like salary, income, and expenses.
Let's explain simply. Salary equals money you get from your job. Income equals money you receive. Expenses equals money you spend.
Nice and clear. Do you think it's easy to make ends meet these days?
Oh, that's a great idiom. Yeah, make ends meet means having enough money to pay for basic needs.
For example, it's hard to make ends meet in big cities like New York or Paris. Some people even live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, that means you use all your money each month and you don't save anything.
Example, I used to live paycheck to paycheck when I first started working.
That's why saving money is so important.
Right.
We can say save up or put aside money.
Save up and put aside money have pretty much the same meaning. They both mean to collect money over time, but save up is often used when talking about a specific goal. For example, I'm saving up for a new laptop. Meanwhile, put aside is often used to talk about a habit. For example, Leo always puts aside part of his salary and gives it to his mom.
You know what? I'm also saving up for a trip to New Zealand. It's one of my favorite destinations.
Wow, that's awesome, Leo. Break a leg. So, do you usually plan your spending?
I try. I'm learning to cut down on unnecessary expenses. For our listeners, break a leg means good luck.
Nice. And cut down on means reduce something.
Example, I'm trying to cut down on eating out.
That's a good habit. I think managing money is a big part of adult life.
Yeah, definitely part of our daily schedule now.
Now, let's talk about something stressful, job interviews.
Oh man, those are scary.
Right? You feel butterflies in your stomach, your heart is beating fast.
And you're trying to answer questions perfectly.
Exactly. So we can say, I always get butterflies before a job interview, no matter how prepared I am.
Feel or get butterflies in your stomach means to feel nervous. For example, Mia often feels butterflies before going on stage.
How do you know that? It's one of my weaknesses.
Haha, you told me before.
Yeah, that's true. I remember now.
And you know what? Nowadays, many people worry about losing their job because of AI.
Yeah, that's a real fear.
We can say, I'm worried about job security.
But life is not just work, right?
Exactly. We also need time for family.
I love the phrase spend quality time with family.
Simple but powerful.
Example, I try to spend quality time with my family every weekend.
Do you usually talk to your family about your life?
Yeah, we often share our thoughts and our plans.
That's really important. Okay, after all that stress, how do you relax?
Oh, I love this part. I usually watch movies, read books, or just chill out.
Nice. Let's explain chill out.
Chill out means relax and not worry about anything.
Example, I just want to chill out after a long day at work.
Another good one is wind down.
Absolutely. Wind down means slowly relax after a busy day.
Example, I love listening to music to wind down.
And sometimes we just need to get away from it all.
I love that phrase. It's one of my favorites.
It means going somewhere to escape stress.
For example, we often go on short trips to the beach to get away from it all.
That's why I love short trips.
Yeah, they help you recharge.
Right, that's a good word. Recharge means get your energy back. For example, I need a long weekend to recharge.
You know, adult life is not easy at all.
Yeah, it's full of responsibilities.
Sometimes I feel tired. Sometimes I feel lost and don't know what to do.
Same here. But at the same time, I feel like I'm growing.
Yeah, me too. Even though our schedule is busy, even though life is stressful, we're learning, we're improving.
And we're building a better future and a stronger version of ourselves.
Exactly. So let me ask you,
Hmm?
do you enjoy your life right now?
Not every moment, to be honest.
Yeah,
But overall, I think I do.
same. Because even the hard days, they mean something, right?
Yeah, they're part of the journey.
And at the end of the day,
We can just call it a day.
oh, nice. One last idiom.
Yeah, call it a day means stop working and relax.
For example, I'm exhausted. Let's call it a day.
And tomorrow,
We do it all over again.
you know, listening to everything we just talked about, I can't help but think, life really changed a lot.
Yeah, it really did. Let me ask you something. Which life do you prefer? Back then or now?
Oh, wow, that's a tricky question.
Yeah, take your time.
I think back then life was simpler.
Yeah,
We didn't have much, but we didn't worry much either.
that's true.
Now life feels more complicated,
More responsibilities,
more pressure.
more things to think about.
But at the same time, I feel like life now is more meaningful.
I like that. Wait, that's a good word. Meaningful. Can you explain it?
Sure, meaningful means something has value, purpose, or importance.
So not just busy, but important.
Exactly. For example, I want to live a meaningful life.
Back then, we had more free time.
Yeah, we could just hang out anytime.
We didn't need to plan everything.
Now, even meeting a friend feels like scheduling a meeting.
So true. You have to check your calendar first.
Right? Like, let me check my schedule, maybe next week?
Back then, weekends were for fun.
Now, weekends are for rest.
Or catching up on work.
Or just sleeping all day. Oh, catch up on. That's a good one.
Certainly, catch up on means doing something you didn't have time to do before.
For example, I try to catch up on sleep during the weekend.
Or I catch up on work on Sunday. Back then, what did we worry about?
Exams?
Homework?
Maybe a crush not liking us back.
Yes. And now?
Money?
Work,
The future.
family responsibilities.
So we can say, back then we worried about small things. Now we worry about real life.
Wow, that sounds so real. Do you think adult life is harder?
I think it depends, but sometimes it feels like we have a lot on our plate.
Oh, nice idiom.
Yeah, have a lot on your plate means you have many things to deal with.
For example, I can't relax. I have a lot on my plate at the moment. You know, sometimes I miss the past.
Yeah, me too.
I miss those simple days.
I miss laughing without thinking too much.
Back then, happiness was simple.
Yeah, just being with friends was enough.
Now, happiness feels different.
Yeah, sometimes it's quiet.
Sometimes it's just peace.
I think now we don't just look for fun.
We look for peace.
We look for stability.
We look for meaning. But you know what?
What?
Even though life is way harder now, I think we've grown a lot.
Yeah, we're stronger.
More independent. We can cope with many things ourselves.
More responsible.
Wait, independent. That's important.
Right. Independent means you can take care of yourself.
For example, I became more independent after I started working.
Let me try to say something.
Go ahead.
Back then, we had time, but no money. Now we have money, but no time.
Wow, that hits hard.
Back then, we wanted to grow up.
Now, sometimes we want to go back.
Back then, we lived in the moment.
Now, we think about the future. So let me ask you again. Do you miss your school days?
I do,
Me too.
but I don't want to go back forever
Yeah, just to visit.
because every stage of life has its own beauty.
Yeah, that's so true.
The past gave us memories,
The present gives us growth,
and the future?
gives us hope. So maybe life is not about choosing between then and now.
Yeah,
It's about appreciating both.
exactly.
Because those simple days
Made us who we are today,
and these busy days,
are building who we will become.
time flies.
But every moment matters.
You know, after everything we talked about today,
Yeah.
life is not as complicated as we think.
What do you mean?
We wake up, we go through our day, we deal with problems, we feel tired, and then we do it all again.
Yeah, that's our daily schedule.
But maybe it's not just a schedule. Maybe it's our life.
You know, sometimes we're so busy,
Yeah,
we forget to actually live our precious day.
that's true.
We wake up, but we don't notice the morning.
We eat, but we don't enjoy the food.
We work, but we forget why we started.
Wow, that's deep. I think everyone should be thankful for what they have.
I think there's a really beautiful phrase here. Slow down.
Yeah. Slow down means to take your time, to not rush, to be more present.
So simple, but so powerful. Maybe happiness is not something big. It's already here around us.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just small things.
Like what?
A quiet morning, fresh air,
A good cup of coffee.
a message from someone you care about.
A moment of peace after a long day. You know, earlier we talked about the past,
Yeah, the good old days.
and we talked about the present. Busy life, pressure, responsibilities.
Yeah,
But maybe both are important.
because the past
Taught us how to feel.
and the present.
Teaches us how to grow.
I like the word grateful and gratitude.
Ah, those are beautiful words.
Grateful means feeling thankful for what you have.
For example, I'm grateful for the people in my life.
And gratitude is the feeling of being thankful, and also the practice of noticing and appreciating the good things in your life.
I try to practice gratitude every day, even for the small things.
I think we don't say that enough,
That's right. We always focus on what we don't have.
but we forget what we already have.
A chance to wake up,
A chance to try again.
a chance to become better.
So maybe, let me ask you something.
Yeah,
When was the last time you truly enjoyed your day?
life is not perfect.
Yeah,
Some days are hard. Some days feel heavy, but that's okay.
because every day,
Is still a part of your journey.
right? So, no matter how busy your schedule is, no matter how tired you feel,
Don't forget to take a breath.
don't forget to slow down,
Don't forget to live your life, not just go through it.
because one day
These ordinary days
will become memories,
and those memories.
will become something beautiful.
So take your time
Be present.
and live your day fully.
All right, guys, time for a quick fun quiz. Listen and choose the correct answer. We'll give you 5 seconds for each answer.
Haha, fast and furious. Okay. Here we go. What does a packed schedule mean? A, a very clean schedule. B, a very busy schedule. C, a boring schedule.
The correct answer is B, a very busy schedule.
What does make ends meet mean? A, to meet new people. B, to have enough money for basic needs. C, to save a lot of money.
The correct answer is B, to have enough money for basic needs.
What does live paycheck to paycheck mean? A, to save money every month. B, to spend money on luxury things. C, to use all your money each month and not save.
The correct answer is C, to use all your money each month and not save.
What does a lot on your plate mean? A, having a lot of food. B, having many responsibilities or tasks. C, being very hungry.
The correct answer is B, having many responsibilities or tasks.
What does call it a day mean? A, to start working. B, to take a short break. C, to stop working and relax.
The correct answer is C, to stop working and relax.
What does get away from it all mean? A, to avoid people forever. B, to go somewhere to relax and escape stress. C, to travel for work.
The correct answer is B, to go somewhere to relax and escape stress.
Guys, how many did you get right? Tell us in the comments. Wow, we talked about so much today, from our school days to our busy working life now.
Yeah, we started with simple routines in the past when life felt more carefree and we could just hang out with friends.
And now we're dealing with deadlines, trying to manage time, and sometimes having a lot on our plate.
Exactly. We also talked about having a packed schedule and how easy it is to feel stressed or even burn out.
Right. And when it comes to money, we mentioned expressions like make ends meet and live paycheck to paycheck.
But it's not all stress. We also shared ways to relax, like chill out, wind down, or even get away from it all.
And I really love how we compared the past and the present, how life was simpler before, but now it feels more meaningful.
Yeah, and sometimes, even when life is busy, we just need to slow down and enjoy the moment.
At the end of the day, it's all about balance, getting things done, but also taking care of yourself.
Exactly. And when you feel tired, just take a deep breath, relax, and maybe it's time to call it a day. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode.
We hope you learned new vocabulary and feel more confident making friends online after listening to this podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode,
Don't forget to like
share.
and subscribe.
Thank you so much for listening.
And remember,
Keep learning
keep growing.
and keep connecting.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.